everybody. Welcome to Wingman's Hangar, episode 40. If you're new to the show, this is kind of an inside look at everything Cloud Imperium Games and everything to do with Chris Roberts' latest game, Star Citizen. So let's just get right to it, shall we? What do we got coming up today? Well, we have the Week in Review. It's kind of a big Week in Review this week. We have forum feedback with questions and videos from you. We have Wide World News, which is real tidbits from the world at large. And we have an interview with Jeff Uriarte. Let's get right to it, shall we? Well, we kind of, one of the things we want to do is Chris had mentioned we're going to be using live drivers. So when you're walking around in space, we're going to have your webcam drive your avatar's face. So we wanted to kind of show you a little, it's very early days on this, but we want to show you a little bit about the technology. Here you can see kind of moves with your eyes move, your face moves, your lips, it just matches. Now we have a lot of work to do to get that back to where it's perfect with our avatar. We have to rig up our avatar, and by rig I mean you weight the joints and bones in there. Anyway, we get that to where it works perfectly with our characters, but we think you're really going to like it, and it's going to be kind of fun when you're sitting there with your guild mates and you can actually see their facial expressions in the game. We think it's going to work really, really well. And come to mention it, well, there's somebody asked us to send a very special message out to one of those Star Citizens. So, well, take a look at this.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Wolven. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Wolven.
I hope you like that. Happy birthday. Your son set that up with his family. We think it's amazing that Wolven gets up every morning, I think it's Saturday morning at 2 a.m. just to watch this show. And we seriously apologize for that. But we do appreciate you being there. Thank you and have a very happy birthday. Caterpillars. Lots and lots of caterpillars. We put the Caterpillar back up on sale on the website, and you guys went nuts and bought a bunch of them. So it's going to be really, really fun. There'll be a lot more Caterpillar explosion. Let's hope that moths don't go flying around, and that's a seriously poor joke, but whatever. We also have Oculus Rift P52 footage that you guys put together. Now, if you don't have an Oculus Rift, you can always just cross your eyes. One of the coolest things here is you fans do some amazing videos and things with our tech that we think is fantastic, and we keep wanting to show it. So please keep sending that in or showing it off, because we think that we're doing this together, and it is amazing we do that. Guess what? Chris was at AMD this week. He was presenting. He's one of the guys, one of the pioneers out there that is pushing the polys, so to speak, and bringing PC games back to where they need to be. And you can see Chris here on stage showing Star Citizen and rallying the AMD conference. I mean, it was about their new technology, and I think we had about 18 million polygons in that hangar that he's showing here. And Chris did an amazing job of presenting Star Citizen, and there was some new stuff shown there. If you're paying attention, you should check that out. So well done, Chris. Welcome back to the games and PCs. Also, what else this week? Patch. A lot of stuff you saw in the AMD thing is going to be put in the patch this week, and you guys are going to check it out, turrets and moving around, and you'll see the hangar and the things going forward. You'll see new stuff happening all the time. Some of the patches will be really big and really content rich and driven. Others will just be minor details that just enhance things, but we still want you to be in there playing it, checking it out, sending in your details and stuff, and finding stuff that will break it for us, okay? 20 million. Holy shisa! We hit 20 million yesterday. That is amazing. This is, what this is? It's humbling. It's incredible. I guarantee you all the publishers are out there looking at this going, uh-oh, they're probably shaking in their boots, because what's happened now is you folks have been saying you want a voice, you deserve a voice, and you're able to vote with what you want. So thank you from the bottom of our heart. We will make sure that this game is going to rock for you because you believe in us, and it's very touching, and thank you. Hard to go from that thank you to what we have next, but we got a space plunger. Yeah, somebody came in and applied for a job this week, and it's a space plunger. You can see it's for the constellation size, I guess, and it's from Voyager Direct apparently, and it's only 2,500 UEC. Who knows? It says extra caution is advised in zero gravity. Not recommended for use on clogs caused by Vandul, Kilrathi, Tribbles, or disposed contraband. Requires RSI Origin Jump Works compatibility ship. This is amazing. Well, you guys, again, thank you very much for this, I think. Amazing. We also had team massages. Oh my gosh, this is probably one of the best gifts we've ever gotten. Sent a massage therapist down, and everybody got little 10-minute chair massages, and you can see here everybody's taking a little advantage of that and having some fun, and we all really appreciated that. It's a stressful job sometimes. We know we have a lot to do for you guys, but this was very helpful. And actually, she was so good. Rebecca was so good. We're going to bring her back, I think, on a monthly basis for us here. So, good job. Thanks, guys. Now it's time for Wingman's weight. Well, started at 236 pounds, as you guys all know. Last week, I'd made it all the way down to 215. Well, where are we this week? Yeah, still 215. I've stagnated! Oh my God, I know, I got to do something about it. So, I still haven't been exercising. I know, I apologize for that, but at least I'm not going that way. So also this week, Jump Point 10 is out. For you subscribers that support this show and make this possible, today is Jump Point Day. Da-da-da, da-da-da. The new Jump Point's out, so it's going to be really cool for you to check out and see what's happening. And with every Jump Point episode, we have our very own Alistair Fitzsmithy. Take it away, Alistair.
Good afternoon, or depending on your worldview, good evening, good morning. Today's excerpt is from the final episode of The Cup by R.E. Waters. When we last left our intrepid heroine, she was in a bit of a sticky wicket. Daring awoke in the room of white walls and beeping monitors. She tried sitting up, but a strong hand kept her from doing so. Not yet, said Zogat Ghul. Not until the doctors say it's okay. Daring massaged a sore shoulder.
What happened?
Your fuel went through a rapid temperature increase, spread through your systems, and ignited the plant.
How did that happen?
It was Rimisk. But the room door opened, and in walked Shuur Motok, straight and proud. 3 reporters followed in his wake. Ah, Hypatia! It's good to see you are alive and awake, my dear. You had us worried. Hypatia forced her shock and anger down, and tried to smile. And it would seem that Lady Luck has also granted you her favor. With my gift, you can return to the race. Motok glanced at Ghul. I was just about to tell her. Well, let me say it proudly for all to hear, then. Motok turned to the reporters. The Motok Family Corporation condemns the actions of Yokande Rimisk. The integrity of the race must be maintained. In the spirit of goodwill and healthy competition, I have donated my personal M50 so that Hypatia Daring may re-enter the race.
I'm not putting one toe into that.
Ghul applied pressure to Daring's arm once again. What Miss Daring means to say is she's honored to accept your gift and looks forward to the competition in the days ahead. Of course. Well, let's leave Miss Daring alone, shall we? Motok and the reporters scurried out.
You're not my father, old man. Don't answer for me.
I'm not your father, that is true, but I am trying to help you grow up just a little bit. If you refuse Motok's offer, he will have won 3 times. By eliminating Rimisk, by eliminating you, and by damaging your reputation. Listen, racing is as much about public image as it is about skill. Don't damage your reputation further by being ungracious. The story continues in issue number 10 of Jump Point. I'm Alistair Sinclair Fitzsmithy. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night.
And now it's time for...
Forum feedback.
That sounds a lot like the guy with Alistair, doesn't it? Who knows? Hey, Rob, welcome.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
It's been a good day.
It's been a good day. A good day to die on forum feedback. So let's get right to the questions, right? From Horace, he says, is there a lobby plan for the dogfighting module so you can group up with friends?
Why, yes, there is a plan for that. Now, we don't know if it's going to be in the first release.
Yeah, now to be fair, we changed his question, but he did ask if it was going to be in version 1.
Yeah.
And we'd love for it to be, but we want to make sure that it will be there, whether it's version 1, it's still up in the air, so to speak.
In space.
It's up in space. Oh, here's a cool video from Glog. Check this out.
Hey Wingman, Glog here. As you can see, I'm waiting here for my escort to arrive. And I just got bored, started wondering, will I be able to take some Marines in the back of my freelancer? Which then raises another question. Will there be a professional FPS players and NPCs that you can hire to, for example, help you guard your ship, your capital ship?
Well, that was kind of cool, wasn't it?
That was kind of cool.
Well, so what do you got for Glog?
So here's the thing about a sandbox world like ours is going to be. Players are going to choose what careers they want, and maybe there will be people who specialize in FPS versus flying their ships, and maybe there will be Marines. I mean, I think that there will be Marines for the UEE too, so...
So possibly is the answer?
I think it's a definite possibility.
It's a definite maybe?
A definite maybe. Entirely maybe.
From Merrick Sorensen, he says, will there be different factions within the Empire who run their planets or systems in a particular fashion, making some goods legal in one system and illegal in others? Ooh.
Why, yes. Actually, we've talked about that in the economy document and things like that, too.
True.
There are going to be a lot of different little things like that, little nuggets that you have to go and discover in the galaxy.
And that's true. There is a plethora of information on our website, and people join all the time, the campaign. I mean, not everybody was here at the beginning. So a lot of times we'll answer things that have been dealt with before, but that's because we have 80,000 new people since, actually it's about 85,000 since June. So it's just
watching
crazy.
That citizen count go. Ting, ting,
It's
ting,
crazy.
ting, ting, ting.
Thank you very much. And that's how come we hit 20 mil yesterday. Isn't that amazing?
That's right.
All right, from Ilios Ryle. I'm currently at a military base in Afghanistan. It's basically a heavily armed island of law and order in an otherwise lawless area. Will there be any such pockets of law in the less savory parts of the galaxy? Ooh.
That's a pretty neat idea.
First of all, thank you for your service.
Definitely, thank you.
And stay safe out there. And what do you think of the question, though?
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it is a great idea. Maybe we should have a design meeting and get to see what CR thinks about that and go from there.
Man.
Yeah. So good idea. Maybe you have just affected the game. Maybe. Wow. From Disco Lando. Disco Lando. Disco Lando. We should probably read this in a disco style voice.
Oh no, we should not.
Yeah. Could you please shed some light on the recently re-released Caterpillar and its intended role in the game?
That did not sound
That
disco.
was terrible.
That was awful.
That was disco. That wasn't disco.
Remember the rule?
Oh.
You just sucked.
I did. All right, well, he still wants to know if we're going to, what's the intended role the Caterpillar is in the game?
The Caterpillar is, what is it we called it? The anti-constellation, the anti-freelancer? I guess it's the anti-freelancer, is in the description on the website. It's a transport ship, but it's maybe used in slightly shadier transporting sometimes.
Ooh. Shadier, so you're taking blinds for people's windows and stuff?
Yeah.
Not
Societally challenged people might fly.
Not those kind of blinds?
Right.
Fair enough.
Shadier.
It's not going to get any better, folks, and I apologize for that. It's the coffee. From Gizamit, he says, I've noticed a lot of stuff, art, coding, is being farmed out to contractors, where there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Is anything being kept in-house for development? This may be one of those people that is new to the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, most of the stuff's being done in-house. It's not really out-house. We are pods out-house. For those of you, that was an unintentional humorous joke. We have various pods. We have Los Angeles, we have Austin, we have Montreal. We're all one big team. So while it seems like some things are outsourced, and some things very much are. Most of the assembly and everything else is being put within the various studios, being Santa Monica, Austin, Montreal. We're all really working together. So yes, a lot of stuff. In fact, the majority of the stuff is done in-house.
Absolutely.
But we also want to work with some of the best people in the world, in the industry, as far as concept. And, and Chris has really always been big about working with some of the people who worked on the big budget movies and stuff out there.
Absolutely.
And those guys don't want to be in-house somewhere. They want to be working on Star Wars and Star Trek and all the next things. And so we get them in, and the Ryan Churches, the Jim Martins, and we get to use their skill set and have them be part of Star Citizen.
Which is very cool.
That's exactly, and that's right, and that's how it works out. So yes, there will be a lot of people in-house, and there still are. I think we're about, I believe the count is somewhere north of 80 right now.
Somewhere in that
in-house.
neighborhood,
Yeah, with all the
sounds
various
right.
offices and such. Here's another video from Haramis.
Once, when I was a kid, my dad told me about a ship, crimson red and shaped like a half moon. A war machine eager to fight. It puts you in the cockpit, making you to its eyes, ready to scatter blood. Nowadays I ask myself, where is this cutie?
So that's a good question, and it's interesting. And why don't you tell them the story about that?
A lot of people ask about that too. So, so back in the day when Chris was slaving away at building this initial demo that launched this whole campaign, he didn't have a whole army of people working with him at the time, so he had to go and get some assets offline.
Right.
So, he bought that ship at Turbo Squid.
Turbo Squid.
So, when we put ships in our game, there's a lot of work that goes into
True
those.
enough.
You have to do the interiors, the exteriors, the lighting, all these different pieces, animations.
Everything has to work.
Yeah, and it has to look real. You've seen the interiors of those ships in the hangar. Look how much detail there is in those. So that ship's not really ready. I don't know. Maybe someday it might come to the game. But
So yeah, and I don't think we've actually got any plans to do that. So
I don't think so
You're,
either.
you're saying we could get the Haramis ship in the game at
The
some point.
Haramis?
The Haramis. Well, he asked
Well,
the question.
okay
so,
then.
maybe if you ask enough, we'll get it finished and put the Haramis into the game. Actually, I'm just kidding there. So
No, probably not.
Please don't bang the website with that, because I know that I will hear
Eric's
about that.
gonna get in trouble.
Eric will be perpetually in trouble. From Truga, last week it was said guns have sizes. When someone asked if classes were the only things that matter when mounting guns, is this the same true with thrusters? Tough question. So what do you think?
So the thing about thrusters, the ships all have their own unique look to them. So all the thrusters do look a little different. Obviously the Aurora thruster doesn't fit on the back of a 300i.
Right.
But what matters about the thrusters is that there's consistency to their functionality. So a TR2 is a TR2 is a TR2 across any of the different ships. In some cases, you might see slight differences in how those TR2s behave because you might get different variants of the engines. But TR2 is a TR2, no matter where it is.
Okay, well there you go. That's good. Good information. From Pyrrhic, how do you say that? It's like Pyryck.
Pyrrhic?
Pyrrhic? Oh, from Pyrrhic. Please revisit the Cutlass engine question from Wingman's Hangar 39 in order to clear up a lot of confusion among those of us really interested in the Cutlass design. This would serve to settle the plethora of forum discussions related to the Cutlass design in Star Citizen. This might actually be forum feedback.
Indeed.
Well, Rob, do you want to address that?
Let's go with the simple answer here. Last week, Rob effed up. So, now that I've had myself corrected, the Cutlass has two thrusters. Very sorry.
There you go. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. So what
It
you're
does.
saying was that you messed up.
I did.
Okay, so
I did. I messed up. I made a mistake.
Okay, so we want to move on. So just to be clear, you did mess up.
Right.
Okay, so we'll move on.
Want to say that one more time?
No, it's okay. We're not gonna talk about your mess up.
No.
You did mess up, truthfully. Obviously, all right. We're gonna get away from Rob's mess up and see what else I can mess up.
Did I mess up?
Now we're gonna go on the subscriber questions, which is great. It's a great transition from your screw up to the subscriber questions. From Halo 03, is there any chance of being able to fly an RSI Zeus? Don't screw up.
I'm not going to mess this up. The pressure's on. As of right now, we don't have any plans to build the Zeus out. But you know what? At some point or down the road, you never can tell what happened. We may have a bunch of collector ships.
And that's kind of an older ship anyway.
That is it. Yeah, I wouldn't keep up.
Right. But you never know. I mean, it might be useful somewhere else in the future. And I mean, this game, if we do this right, it's going to go on for years and years, and you guys are going to be playing it, and we'll be adding stuff left and right. So
Absolutely.
You know, maybe the Zeus 2 shows up.
Ooh, that'd be neat.
Maybe what's Zeus's? Maybe the lightning bolt. Zeus could shoot a lightning. Poseidon comes up. Who knows? This guy's got an excellent name. He's also a subscriber from Eric.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? I'd like to know if ship's hull will have any weak spots. Could those spots be exploited to strategically damage underlying components? Example, a coolant line running underneath the hull.
Well, the way the ship parts work is they have physical locations in the ship. So if you do shoot through the armor, for instance, and hit a certain location, you might damage, different components.
Right.
So
it's not a hull point that's weak.
Not necessarily that much detail, but certainly there are spots you should aim for. Like, for instance, the Aurora says target here with missiles sitting on top. It's like, don't you want to shoot there first?
So there you go, Eric. From another subscriber, Electronic Scavenger. Regarding hosting my own server, will there be updates available as new systems are discovered and as they are added, as well as ships and items in the game? And if so, would it be a 3-month delay or something, or almost right away? Now, I think what he's really asking, and what a lot of people have asked, and if we mess this up, let us know. I think what he's really asking is if he's running his own server and we're updating, are they then going to know where the secret systems when they're added are?
Right.
Or how are we going to handle that? Or are we planning to?
And that's the important part of it, too, is that whatever the secrets are in the game, we're not going to let personal servers mess up our persistent universe.
Right,
so
right.
whatever the system ends up being, that's a discussion we still have to have with Chris,
True.
but whatever that system is, we are going to make sure that things get found in the persistent universe first.
Right, and Chris is very aware of that, and he knows, we want to have servers out there that people can use, but we don't want it to screw up for everybody else out there.
Right.
So,
We don't, no mess ups.
there will be some system out there, but it's something I don't think we've gotten to the final design on yet.
Not yet.
All right, here's a video from some of our better video contributors, from B-Man and the B-Women.
All right, Debbie, I called you out of school again.
What?
It's okay, you don't need 4th grade.
Daddy,
But
I'm late.
what I want you to do is to go into my Bengal carrier, crash it into an asteroid if someone tries to take it. Okay?
Are you serious?
Yes, crash
Crash a Bengal carrier?
Yes, crash your Bengal carrier, yeah.
Dad, that's it. Look at me.
What?
Well, I guess I'm driving us to school again.
Wow.
Well.
I feel so sorry for his daughters.
I'm sure they love hearing about this game all the time.
Yeah, that's very cute. I love
That is
their
great.
videos. So, do we have an answer for that question, or did we just want to show the video because it was really cool?
I think that's the answer, is we just wanted to show the video because it was really cool. I don't know. I mean, if you go to the trouble of destroying a carrier, I mean, it's not like they just grow on trees.
You're just going to pop another Bengal carrier.
Boing! New carrier!
Pop up. Stretch goal. $57 million stretch goal. Bengal carriers for everyone. No, probably not going to.
Don't say that!
Redacted.
We'll get to 57 million tomorrow.
I know. That's true. Well, thank you very much, Rob. I appreciate you joining me here.
You're welcome.
You know what time it is? It's time for Ben Lesnick and this week's Most Valuable Post.
Hey everyone, welcome to Most Valuable Post. I'm Community Manager Ben Lesnick. I'm here to tell you what the very best post at the RSI forums was this week. This was a tough week to select a best post because there were a lot of excellent options out there. Star System fans are doing amazing things with the Hangar. They're creating art and music and all sorts of cool stuff. At the end of the day, the award just absolutely has to go to a post from a user named Brigant, who created a video called Star Citizen: A Promise. It's about why he backs Star Citizen, and it kind of walks you through the experience that we all have. I think we all saw Star Wars at a young age, and we wanted to live that, and about how he believes that Chris Roberts is going to make that happen. And it very much mirrored my own feelings about this, and I think a lot of users, it definitely struck an emotional chord. Just check this out.
You might not get to blow up as many things as you like in the end, There might be not so much PvP as you have hoped for, but this will be a hell of a game with scope and vision, and nobody can deny it looks damn sexy already. If you have not backed yet, I invite you to join robertspaceindustry.com. You can watch this baby grow day by day because they show it off daily, hourly, and that alone is worth your support, and that's a promise. See you in the verse. Brigant, over and out.
Sorry, folks, I got something in my eye. Back to you, Eric.
Wow. I mean, there are videos and there are videos. And I have to say, that was touching. I mean, it almost brought a lot of us here in the office and various offices to tears. It was amazing. It was well done. So please check out that video. It's inspiring. I mean, that is completely why we are doing this. And Chris, I know, loved it as well. So thank you very much for that. And it absolutely deserves the MVP. So thanks, Ben, for that. And thanks for that awesome video. And now it's time for Wide World News.
October 1st, 1958, 1 year after the Soviet Union stunned the world by launching Sputnik, the United States of America is scrambling in its own race to space. In the midst of a Cold War, a country that aspires to global preeminence cannot let that challenge pass. The Russian triumph spurs the space age, and in particular, the founding of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Born from the former NACA, NASA will rise to the occasion, conquering the moon, taking the high ground by landing a man on its surface. NASA will send satellites to other planets and deep into space. And NASA telescopes will peer further back into the history of the universe than man has ever seen before. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, turning science fiction into science fact in space.
And now it's time for an existential break with our very own Mark Skelton.
So if you shoot a mime, should you use a silencer?
Well, there you go. That's a haziest of thoughts. And everybody, look who's here. It's Jeff, the hair, Uriarte. How you doing, man?
Good.
So you've been here a while now. You've one of the first things people notices in the walk around the office was the hair.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of comments about that? I mean, do people on the website, on the forums, talk about that at all? Or
Every now and then they'll call it out and say something.
how long's it taken to grow that beautiful mane?
I had it, I mean, as a teenager off and on, so, I mean, it's hard to say. I cut it a lot. It's been 20-something years.
Cool. So, other than the hair, you also showed dogs or something? What's that about?
I used to show Great Danes, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm doing that in Texas, but yeah, I used to show Great Danes for a number of years.
So how long does it take to train one to go out there and
I paid someone to do that.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I just went and watched them show and then collect.
So kind of like the Westminster Dog Show or something, where you take them around. Now, did you ever win?
Thing. Yeah, won quite a bit. I mean, it wasn't a for money thing. I mean, you get ribbons and trophies and that kind of stuff.
Cool.
It was a kind of a family thing to go out there and something to do every other weekend.
That's really cool. So you don't do that any longer?
Don't do
or?
it anymore. Yeah, it was exhausting. So
it is exhausting, but dogs are awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a dog person myself. We have a golden doodle, which is kind of weird. Now, metal detection? Do you watch that show Diggers or any of that shit, American Diggers or any of that stuff on TV? Do you?
Yeah, I've seen most of those.
Roundness.
Have
you seen those?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen those, but yeah, I go out at night and in the parks and stuff and hide from the rangers.
So, what's the best stuff you found?
Just old coins, really old, like hippie sunglasses from the 60s and that kind of stuff. Like when the lake gets really low, you can find all the stuff that's fallen off the boats over the years.
Did you ever go to the beach and do that too? Or
I've taken it to Florida before, and I found modern stuff. Nothing really exciting. Just cheap jewelry.
That sounds like fun. Do you have like with a bucket where you stick it in there and
Yeah.
it digs out and you shake it around and?
Yeah.
Do you go to like Civil War battlegrounds? Or
no, I'm in a group that they do arrange trips to go out and do that, but they do it. They're a bunch of retirees, and so they do it during the week, and So
and we are not.
Yeah.
We are not retired here.
So
I mean, there's a lot.
I mean, the weekends are even questionable. Huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And you used to also speedlunked. You cave dove or whatever.
Yeah, did a lot of caving in Santa Cruz, and I'm just starting to get into it out here because we have some even better caves.
There's amazing caves in and around Austin and in the hill country. There's, we used to be a shallow sea, and so there are tons of caves around here that you, even just like regular non-spelunking folks, can just go take your kids and go down there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the big one that I'm going after is Airmen's, and that's the one that's supposed to be, like a 12-hour, crawl. So that's what I'm going after. It'll be fun.
That's scary. Do you ever get stuck in there, or you worry about getting stuck?
No, I wouldn't go by myself, but
Right, kind of like scuba diving, right? You don't want to do that by yourself, and although there are no sharks, I guess. And one of the things it says here is that you're terrible at interviews.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not actually.
I've been putting it off for as long as
I know he's been hiding, but you just can't hide him forever. And you do a lot of stuff here at Cloud Imperium. What exactly are you? What's your role? What do you do here?
I'm mainly, right now a gameplay person. In the past, I've done a lot of tools work. I work fairly well with non-programmers, and so I tend to fall in a tools role. You're using CryEngine. We have everything we need, and so I've also done a lot of gameplay. So I did a lot for the Hangar app. Going forward, I'm going to do a little bit with Tom Sawyer. I've done some server work before, and he's getting to the point to where he's going to be able to slice off some stuff to that he's going to need help with. That there's not going to be any overhead where I'm going to eat up any of his time trying to learn it, and that'll take some of the burden off of him.
Yes, because persistence is coming.
Yes.
And once we get persistence, it's kind of like it's a whole nother bailiwick.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot more challenges for people. Right now, you're just hitting the database, and it tells you what you have, and it populates it, and we're good to go.
Yeah, we have it pretty easy right now. It's going to get complicated soon.
Yeah, it is. But that's okay. That's the job, is to solve these problems. Now, how did you get started in the games industry?
I've been doing it since I was like 11 in the games industry.
Yeah, what was your first job? Where were you at?
First job? It depends what you say is the first games job. I started off doing these kind of edutainment games where it's like learn math with snoots and that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then eventually I got into in the mid-90s I got into radical entertainment, and I was doing a baseball game there.
Okay.
And then from there on I was doing sports games, various basketball and baseball games, and finally I was approached by Origin, I guess it was about 10 years ago.
Origin Systems.
That was one place, and so, Texas, I didn't want to move to Texas. I didn't know anything about Texas.
Don't blame me.
But I figured I go out and, see, do anything for a year, and then I'll just go back to California. I came out here, I got hooked. Austin seemed like a great town. And, fortunately, there's a lot of shops here, and, I've been able to stay in Austin.
Right, now shops being places to work in the computer games industry, not like, and the cool thing about that actually is that we have California and Texas covered in our offices, and so people can, if you want to be in California, you can be there. If you want to be in Texas, you can be here. It's kind of cool. Now, what projects have you worked on? What are the biggest ones? What are the ones you're most proud of?
Star Wars Galaxies was, Ultima Online and Star Wars Galaxies would probably be the most popular one. The longest project I worked on was Dark Millennium Online, and that was going to be the 40K MMO. Got canceled, right?
Right.
When visuals started to go down. So that was unfortunate. That was probably the largest project I've ever worked on.
Right.
Most recently, I was with a small group of friends at Stoic, and we were working on the Banner Saga. And so we did the multiplayer.
Wasn't that a Kickstarter game?
Kickstarter, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And so we got the multiplayer version of that done, and the original founders, they're finishing off the single player right now, and pretty soon, hopefully, within the next year or so, they'll get that.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
The whole crowdfunded thing, which we're obviously a big part of now, is really, really game changing.
Mm-hmm.
Game changing. Did you see how I did that? Yes, I know it's not that funny. I agree. So what are you most excited about with Cloud Imperium or Squadron 42? What are you most looking forward to?
Well, the game itself. It's what I really enjoy about live MMOs is what the players do in the game, and you can't predict it, and then you either do stuff to clamp that behavior, or you start coming up with systems to enhance that, because it's something
Exactly.
that we didn't even think about. And that's some of the coolest stuff that's for me, that I enjoy.
And we're kind of doing that now, though. I mean, usually that happens when you release it, but we're finding out now what they want. We're asking what they want to see in the hangar, what kind of things they want, and then we're going to chase down that direction for development.
Yeah, so that's some of the most interesting stuff for me.
It's challenging.
Yeah, it's challenging.
For sure. I mean,
because you can't give too much, and because then you don't want to take stuff away. So.
Right. Well, exactly. Never want to take it away. So, what games are you playing right now? When you have are any of us really playing games right now?
I'm playing right now.
Okay,
it's
cool.
Actually, in the past couple of weeks, it's been somewhat normal.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm trying to finish off Diablo 3 on the consoles. One more achievement left. I got one last night, and then Grand Theft Auto 5 is waiting for me. So.
I got that. We actually have that here in the office. We have things that we can check out for people to check out. So if you need to check out that, we have that here. Well, listen, I want to thank you for joining us. You actually did really well in the interview. Just for you're not allowed to go anywhere. Just hang on for a minute. I want to thank subscribers and pledgers. Without you guys, we just don't have a game to make, and we aren't changing the world. And without you guys, just things are happening. So we are changing the world, and it's thanks to you guys, especially subscribers. Coming up this week, patching and design. Patching and design. Yeah, patching and design is pretty much what we're doing all the time right now. Please join our YouTube channel so you can find out what goes on a weekly basis. You'll get the first alert when things happen. Submit your questions on the RSI forum for forum feedback. If we didn't get to your question, bring it up again next week. Eventually, we're going to get to all of these. Hopefully. I mean, we just can only show so much. Otherwise, it'll be like one big, long question and answer session, and that probably wouldn't be that interesting to watch. Also, Wingman's Hangover takes place 15 minutes after the show. We'll give you a little inside look at, just some crazy, zany things. We'll maybe take a few Skype calls, have some fun. It's just kind of a much less formal Wingman's Hangar, but, much less formal. It's kind of like where the roots of this began. And remember, if you want your stuff featured on Wingman's Hangar, send it in. We just might use it. Where are we going to see them? In the verse.